Welcome back to the thrilling world of American mental gymnastics. We take you now to the semi-final round of the triple post. In this event, competitors will read 3 separate posts from their accounts on X. The higher the level of incongruity between the posts, the higher their scores will be from our esteemed panel of judges. Up first, we have Sheena. Up next, we have Kyler Adamson from Huntington Beach, California. Here is Kyler's first post.
Of course, it's Huntington Beach, California. If you know, you know.
Ladies, if you get to reject us for being too short or not making enough money, then we get to reject you for being too fat or having a high body count. Fair is fair. All right, gross. Let's hear post number 2. Bro, when you think about it, going down on a woman is low-key gay because you're putting yourself in a submissive position to make a woman feel good. There's nothing masculine about it. You're just glazing. Hashtag beta behavior. God, I really don't like this guy, and I feel like I know where he's gonna land with post number 3. Real talk? I think it's sad that girls these days can't recognize a nice guy when he's right in front of them. I do everything right, and I keep getting turned down. IDK. Really discouraged right now. Yep, called it. The classic nice guys finish last post, dripping in self-pity and lacking any sense of accountability or awareness. And here come the judges' scores, and they loved it, by which, of course, I mean they absolutely hated it. Kyler sucks.
You guys want to see what that looks like in real life? That's a skit, right? And y'all know I don't really like using skits to make points because what I believe about when people use skits to make points, I think that if the problem is worth speaking about, you should be able to find like an example of it happening in reality if it's actually something that's happening on the regular. It doesn't even have to be like everybody's doing it or whatever, but if you know, like men say a bunch of shit about women, like women are like Risa Tisa. Or Risa Tisa. I always get her name mixed up. I'm sorry. Anyways, where is that story in reverse? Like women doing that to men, and where are all the, men accounts of women doing that to them, right? Every day, damn near, I find that type of story. I know women like that personally that have gone through shit worse than what she went through, diabolical shit. So, I'm like, if you have men, when they talk about that stuff, though, they say it happens. I never see any proof. And then they find a skit of some man reenacting what it looks like when it happens to a man, right? And I'm like, nigga, if that shit really happens, why can't you find a video of a man actually talking about it? Where's the 13-part series of she almost married a female narcissist? Like, where is that shit at? You know what I'm saying? They're not all over the internet. I look for them. They're not all over the internet. Women talking about it every fucking where. And don't give me no, oh, women just like talk about that shit more than men. They don't. They don't. Men, for a prime example, men are saying it happens all the time. They're saying it happens all the time, but then they actually won't tell their fucking stories. So that's proof that men don't mind talking about it. It's just it don't be fucking happening, right? So anyways, I love that video, that sketch right there, because it literally was like I was getting ready to talk about this anyway. Somebody sent me that sketch. Shout out to Empower. She tagged me in that video, and I was like, perfect timing, because I was just getting ready to talk about that. So that was a perfect segue into this. So I found this guy on another video where he commented, and I gotta start screenshotting these comments. I have to. It's imperative. I need for you guys to see what I'm seeing. So this is the the message. Benny made a video. I don't even remember what it was a reference to, but this is this dude's response. He said, Benny, you've been riding the fence too long, bro. I never been to jail, got arrested, went to court, and I am also childless in my 30s with a good job and educated. But to black women, I am lame. Right? He's one of those dudes, right? He said, and then he said, y'all defend black women too easily. But just last year, bro was making soft guy era content. Please miss me with the women are the fair sex argument. Their standards are trash. So that's the guy that I'm about to show y'all. That was his take, right? He's doing the woe is me. Black women don't want me. They think I'm lame, blah, 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 right? We get it. We here. It's exactly that. Like, I'm going to show you some videos from his page, and you guys are going to see how that, what that looks like in real life. Like, what, like, because that was on, I don't know if those things were, I'm pretty sure those posts were real, but we get to see a real life reenactment of that. This is crazy. It's exactly what it is.
As a non-slut guy, it always fascinates me how women will do crazy shit, will ask me for crazy shit. If I wanted to hang out with a female, like, hey, let's go on a date, let's, hang out, let's do.
Real quick, again, he doesn't understand why, he says black women specifically, right? Now, I don't think any woman likes him, any group of women, right? I don't think like he would be appealing to any woman, doesn't matter. I'm not looking at him going, white women are like him, like white women would like him, Asian women don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. Because to say that is to say that all of these groups of women are a monolith. Black women love blurs. You know what I'm saying? There are black women who love blurs. You know what I mean? I myself would have been perceived as a blurred at one point in time compared to a lot of my friends. You know what I mean? I was definitely an intellectual when I was young. It was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I never had a problem getting girls. Like, girls actually gravitated towards me because of that. Like they were like, oh, they would literally like tell me like, oh, I like you because you're smart. I like you because you can have a conversation. I like you because you listen to other brand. You know what I mean? Like because I grew up, I love like classic rock and stuff like that. Because my older brother put me onto it, and he got put onto it by somebody he knew. But I got put on the classic rock really young. I love the Beatles. I love Creedence Clearwater Revival. I loved I listened to Morrison, Jim Morrison. I listened to tons of stuff, man. Todd Rundgren, Hello It's Me, Brown Eye Girl, you know what I mean? Like I love classic rock. Like I was, a huge connoisseur of classic rock for a long time. And girls like that. Like I was eclectic, you know what I'm saying? Because Pac was my favorite artist at the time, but I also loved the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love black culture. I was immersed in black culture, but I also understood the history of America and understood like politics. And I dressed and wore polo and Tommy Hilfiger and Nautica and a bunch of brands and stuff like that. And I dressed like I dressed like I was a fucking rapper, but I could have a conversation and I can articulate myself. And I wasn't hyper violent, you know what I mean? But I also wasn't scared. Like they like that. Girls really like that this is things that I'm telling you that girls told me that they liked about me. This is not even what I thought was cool about me. This is what they thought was cool about me. So when I hear a dude like this try to paint this, and this black, these are black girls, by the way, all black girls I'm talking about. When I hear dudes like this try to be like, oh, black women don't like me, niggas, because you ugly on the inside and out. I ain't gonna even hold you. We just gonna cut to the chase. It's because you're unattractive on the outside and the inside. You're not giving them anything. You're not giving them something cute to look at. And you have the personality of a fucking wet napkin, and you're not an intellect, and you just called them females. Your misogyny is so, like, men like this annoy the shit out of me because they really think that women can't clock their misogyny a mile away. That woman doesn't. You think that you're. I don't know if he knows that his whole page reads as a incel manifesto, right? But I think that he thinks that it doesn't. I think he thinks that this is like normal and it doesn't sound extreme and it doesn't read as a manifesto of an incel, right? He thinks it reads like rational and logical, and he's making all of these good points, even though when you go on his videos, he has 2 likes and 30 views, and it's been up for 17 business weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? But he's not putting 2 and 2 together. He's blaming everybody else. He's a woe is me. He has a victim mentality, whatever. He's not taking any accountability. Sir, the reason they don't like you is because you're misogynistic. It's not because of your fucking ugly ass glasses. It's not because your hairline is weird, because Again, there are black women who are blurs who love blurs, and they wigs don't be on the best, and they tracks be showing, and you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't got the best outfits. Like they not even into that shit. They not into the physical aesthetics like that. Some of them bad. Some of them look like Myra from goddamn what's the name? Family Matters, right? But a lot of times they match energy with this motherfucker. There's somebody for everybody. Stop fucking acting like we a monolith, my nigga. They're beautiful people, not that attractive people. They're smart people, dumb people. You know what I'm saying? No black woman wants me because no. It's because you want Laura. You couldn't get Myra or Laura, but you want Laura when there are 5 Myras out there with your name on them, and they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. That's your problem. You want Laura, but Laura done turned you down, and now you blaming every black woman because Laura done turned you down.
As a non-slut guy, it always fascinates me how women will do crazy shit or ask me for crazy shit. If I wanted to hang out with a female, like, hey, let's go on a date, let's, hang out, let's do something, it's too much for them to ask for. They can't do it. Their schedule is jammed up. Hey, fine, you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. But I can accept the rejection, or I can just accept the straight up answer, like, oh, I just don't feel it. And some women will say like, oh, I just don't feel comfortable, blah blah, whatever. But it's so funny how the comfortableness disappears. Yes, the comfortableness disappears when you ask me for money, and you expect me to be like, oh wow, the girl who is too ashamed to hang out with me, doesn't want to fuck with me, doesn't like doing anything with me, I'm cutting her off right now. All of a sudden, you need me to pay your rent.
What? Where are you meeting these women at? Like, it sounds almost exactly like I just described. Does it not? Does it sound like he's looking for a certain type of woman? This is classic nerd in love with, prom queen, right? Like the shallow prom queen, stereotype, let's say. You know what I'm saying? You are chasing an insta baddie. She is like, nope, I'm good. And then when she asks you for money, you then go, oh, see, black women don't like me. Stop going after those types of women. You cannot tell me you are trying to date all different types of women and you're coming to the same conclusion. You can't tell me that. I'm not even saying that this story is a lie, though I do think it's a lie. I don't think anybody has asked them to pay. Look, I'm going to do this too. Let's say it did happen. I can almost guarantee you the reason why she asked you is because you were leading with your money in some way, shape, or form. I can almost guarantee you that. And I ain't going to hold the women in this case because he is an incel. He is very desperate. Clearly, he reeks of desperation, right? And maybe they were preying on that even. I can accept that too. It could be a combination of things. A woman would never, when I tell you this, a woman would never ask me to pay her rent outside of my wife. Well, she don't got to ask me to pay it, but a woman would never ask me to pay their rent. Never. I've never even had a woman ask me for anything before. I've never had a woman ask me for a birthday present. I've never had a woman ask me to take, I've had women ask to go out with me, but I haven't had a woman ask me to take them out necessarily to be like for the purpose of like buying them a meal type shit or anything. Like never, ever has that happened. And a huge reason why is because I don't stunt on women. I don't tell women how much money I make. I'm confident. I dress nice. I present myself well, but I don't come across as a shallow person in that regard. I really don't. I don't feel like you can easily come to that conclusion about me if you're around me for longer than fucking 10 minutes. Like, oh, this dude's shallow. Like, oh, look at his car. Like, I drive modest vehicles. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to stunt on people. Like, that's not my thing. It's not my MO. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And this has to be anecdotal because I don't know every man's experience. And what he's describing to me sounds so fucking foreign to my, like, I'm like, what? Just a woman just out of nowhere. Like, can you pay my rent? My rent? Now can I get $100 via Cash App, Venmo? Can you pay my rent, nigga? You did something somewhere along the way. Like, please stop.
But it's the same rent for the same spot, for the same place. You wouldn't trust me to know your address. You wouldn't trust me with your address. I wouldn't get the keys to your apartment and all that jazz. But somehow I'm responsible for rent that's due in some other part of town that I don't even know about. And it's actually not even just that. That's not even the most ridiculous shit that women have asked me. I've been asked to pay like lawyer fees. I had a friend who is very like well known. Like, I don't want to say who she is, but this was like a very well known person in the Atlanta area, and she asked me. She ended up getting in trouble with the law, and she was like, she had to do like a GoFundMe for her lawyer fees and all that, and her fine that she had to pay. And I remember multiple times she would look at me with a straight face and ask me for $1,000 off rip. And I sit back and I've wondered, like, I know if my car broke down, if I didn't have any tires left on my vehicle, if my home burned down, if I didn't have a place to stay, I knew that no woman would even want to look at me. If they ain't looking at me now, hell, me being in the dirt or me having hard times, oh hell, they won't even acknowledge my presence. And that's the fucking thing about that non-select guy who's expected to carry the weight of women that reject him.
Sir, I say this with I'm really trying to help you. None of these other dudes are trying to help you. I mean that in general. I won't say none. These dudes are not trying to help you, bro. Men do not care about you. I promise you they don't. I care about you. I really do. I don't believe in tough love. That's not a phrase that I would use, but I'm very blunt and I'm very crass. And I also know you are a fully grown adult man and you should be trying to work on yourself. So I am a little frustrated with the lack of effort that you're putting into developing your character. But I'm going to tell you something straight up. This is all your fault. This is not the fault of women. This is all your fault, right? At this point, you were indoctrinated into the cult of man, and you were forced to participate in the patriarchy for your entire existence, and it has not benefited you in any way, shape, or form. What is going on with you, the negative repercussions of that is all rooted in misogyny. And now you can cure that. You can remedy that by unpacking your misogyny. What do I mean by unpacking your misogyny? You must unlearn, or in this case, you must unlearn this hatred you have of women. You must unpack it. You must get to its source and rip it out root and stem. I don't know where it comes from. I'm not your therapist, nor am I a therapist, but that is what I believe. You don't even need therapy to do it, by the way. Therapy is a tool. It's not the tool. People talk about therapy as if it's the first step. It's not the first step. It's the 10th step. It's really the last step, to be honest with you. It's really the last step. It's like when you get sick, you go, you get rest, you drink fluids, you get, you know what I mean? Like you go get some Sudafed, you get some Tylenol, you do if the problem persists, then you go get therapy. Now, for you, I don't know. It could be too far gone. You could lack any of the tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, fine, I'm not knocking you from getting therapy. I'm just saying you don't have to get therapy. For people that are apprehensive about getting therapy, you don't need to get it. You can do it yourself. There are ways to do it yourself. But anyways, you need to get to the root of why you are so misogynistic. Now, like I said, I know that a lot of it stems from the system that is the patriarchy that we were all, as men, indoctrinated, and women, indoctrinated into. But it's just like with racist white people, right? At a certain point, I like people when they talk about like old white people or older white people, they'll be like, oh, you know, that's just the age, you know, that's just the generation they're from. And I'm like, what? Like that just means they had more time to unlearn that shit. Like, that's not an excuse to continue to be racist when you're fucking 60 years old, 70 years old. Like, you mean you've been on this earth for 70 years and you've never unpacked that shit? Nah, you're the worst. I'll give a 17-year-old a pass. I'll give a 25-year-old a pass. Hell, I'll even give a 30-year-old a pass to a certain extent. I'm not giving no 70-year-old, 60-year-old person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, no, I understand. Like, they're just old. Absolutely the fuck not. Sir, you are too old to not have, and you're not 60, but you are too old to not have started to unpack what's going on. You haven't, you're going in the opposite direction. The red pill incel community is a rest haven for weak-minded, victim-minded men like you. You have a victim mentality. You're not an actual victim of women. You're a victim of the patriarchy, right? Your victim mentality. I mean, you are a victim. Don't get me wrong. But your victim mentality is you're projecting it onto women, right? You're blaming women for your shortcomings and for your loneliness or whatever the case may be, when in reality, it is the patriarchy that has done it to you. The reason why women don't like you is because you're misogynistic and you're blatantly misogynistic. That's the number one reason why women don't like you. It's not because you're funny looking. It's not because you have the personality of a wet napkin. That's not why. It's because you're not empathetic. You're not caring. You're not sensitive. You know what I'm saying? You don't listen at all. I can tell you don't listen at all to women at all. You have no softness about you. You do come across as timid, but you don't necessarily, that doesn't equate to soft or gentle. You just come across as like skittish, scary, like a small dog, like you're afraid of your own shadow. You're so unconfident and unsure. The only thing that you say with confidence, or the only thing you do with confidence, is blame women for your problems. It seems like nothing else in life you're confident about. And I need for you to identify why that is.
I'm like, just let me be rejected and I can move on. But no, y'all expect us to be y'all's fathers, brothers, look out for you. Be this nonchalant friend that will do endless chores, sacrifice his time to make sure that you're okay, and tip you some good money to make sure that you ate well today. Man, fuck that shit, man. I'm just so tired of that. I had women. I remember there was a girl I used to date, man. She wanted me to pay off her roof. And it was such a stupid ass lie, too. And I remember there was like one other thing. Like, she lied about something before. Like, I don't know what it was. I remember she asked for something. And I think she like needed like she needed money for something. And
Get to the point.
You know, because we were dating, and like I figured, like, you know, maybe I'll get the money back, or you know, it's not a big deal. So I gave her the money. Next thing I know, she's in fucking like Miami, partying up, and that's the crazy thing about it, man.
Again, I'm not saying he's lying. But it's so funny that his stories directly aligned with all the red pill manosphere talking points. Miami specifically, like, not that she went out of town and partied or whatever. No, she's in Miami specifically. All the girls, they want to go to Miami. They want to go on a girl trip to Miami. Welcome to Miami. Like, I'm not saying you're lying, sir. It's just very coincidental. That's all I'm going to say.
And when I saw that shit, I was like, okay, I got you. I ain't fucked with you no more. Since you want to lie about shit. And then, like, she had, like, another lie available talking about, oh, her granddad in D.C., his roof collapsed. And so she needs $1,000 to, fix his house. I was like, bullshit.
I believe that one. That's too random. I'm sorry. See, when you tell that type of stuff, I could believe that. If that's a lie, that's the best lie I ever heard. Because what? Yeah, no, I believe that. That's crazy. I believe that.
And then you know what happened? She said, fine, I'll just ask another nigga I'm talking to. It's crazy. This is why nobody feels sorry for women these days, man. Nobody feels sorry for you. Nobody's gonna be like, oh my God, you're in hard times. Oh, I'm a sacrifice some money and you can pay me back whatever. Man, fuck no. You give these women any type of leeway, your money especially, these females will take the money, block you, and act like nothing happened.
So why not just set? I'm so confused by this. I'm so confused by this. Okay. Why not just set a boundary? And then if they cross the boundary, cut them off. You set the boundary. You say, I'm not giving a woman any money. I'll take her out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying like I won't do nice things for her, but I'm not going to just give her $500 and we're not committed, right? Like women have very similar boundaries. Very similar. People in general, tons of people have those boundaries like that. This is not unique. The reason why you give women money is not because you're nice. You're not doing this out of the kindness of your heart. You're doing this because it is transactional. And the women know that. They know you're trying to get something out of them. But you think that they don't know that you're a fucking 100% transactional monster. And then so they clock it, they manipulate you, they use you or whatever before you can use them. They get what they want, then they peace out on you, and then now you're mad. I would never, if I gave a woman money, I don't give people money with the expectation of getting it back. I'll be honest with you. That is a reason why, like, that's a boundary of mine. If you ask me for $10,000, right? Okay. $10,000 is a significant amount of money to me. It's not, I have more than $10,000, obviously, but it's a significant amount of money. It would be missed. I would want that money back. So if somebody asked me for $10,000, unless it was like, literally life and death, right? Unless it was literally life and death, I'm not giving it to you. And the reason, and the thing is with the life and death thing, I don't even want it back because it's life and death. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you give it to me back, fine, but I wouldn't even, it's not even like I'm gonna pay you. Like, I don't even want you to tell me that. I need $10,000. Can you help me out public? Yes, I got you. Or no, or whatever, right? But yes, here you go. I got you. Fine. I don't even want the money back, right? I do not give money with the expectation of getting it back for that reason. Like, I just don't want it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with you lying to me. I don't want it to change our relationship. So I only give the money that I feel comfortable just giving to you and not expecting anything back, because it's not transactional for me at all. Getting the money back isn't transactional either, but I'm saying I can just give you the money freely and money come, money go type shit, and I'm good. And we can remain friends and we can remain family and we can be just as close as we ever were. Right now, I'm not gonna let you take advantage of me. You're not gonna be doing it all the time. But you know, if you ask me for some money again, because I've had this happen, I don't expect anything back. If you tell me you're gonna pay me back and you don't pay me back, now you lied to me. See what I'm saying? If you just ask me for the money, I give it to you. You never promised to pay me back. I never said to pay me back. It's all good, right? No lies are involved now. Now I feel like you're trying to pimp me. You think I'm a hoe or something like that. Like, nigga, you ain't manipulating me. Now it's personal. See what I'm saying? But this dude, they spotted his bullshit a mile away, and he's crying wolf.
This is why nobody feels sorry for y'all, man. That's bullshit, bro. Women have asked me to pay their rent, pay for all kinds of stupid shit. But you know what's funny though? They don't really ask the guys that they like.
They don't really ask the guys that they don't feel like are treating them like an object. You clearly objectify women. Clearly, you've done it in this video. Already, it's a 5-minute video. That's why I was saying a woman has never asked me for that. I guess every woman I've ever dated is like me then. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm a woman has never asked me to give them anything outside of my time and attention. That's it. That's it. The reason why they asking men like you is because you are a trans. Now, also, I've never, I won't say never, but I'm not a transactional person in that way. You know what I'm saying? It was never like, oh, I'm going to take you out and hope to have sex with you. Like, I'm not like that. I'll take a woman out on 10 dates and will never expect sex ever. In none of the dates. Never. We can even talk about having sex like prior to the dates. And when I'm on the date, I still won't expect sex. And when I say that, I'm saying I won't pressure her. I won't even bring it up. You know what I mean? That like, it's wild to me how men just, I'm like, do you like the women or not? If you like the woman, then just date her. Date her until you don't like her anymore. Set a boundary. You look, man, you've gone out. You feel like you want to take the next step, which would be sex in this case. She's not willing to have sex with you. And it's not a transactional thing. You're just like, I want to take the next step with you. I really feel I want to commit to you. Whatever the case may be. She doesn't want to do it. Leave. Don't be bitter. Be better. Like, what the fuck?
They don't ask for, and these women will struggle with those guys. But oh hell no, me, Mr. Non-Select. And that's the funny thing about it is that if you're a non-select guy, these women.
I have a feeling non-select guy is a 1,000% an incel term. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm gonna look it up after this. 100% it's an incel phrase, straight from 4chan or Reddit or some terrible Facebook group. 100%.
Will fucking try to use like, oh, you gotta pay the price of being a boss to earn your respect. So that's why a lot of these women are trying to like talk about like guys or black men not being masculine enough, or today's men aren't doing the XYZ that they used to do. It's a shaming tactic, and don't fall for that shit. You're not gonna be the respect if she's not attracted to you. You giving her money is not gonna make her fall in love with you or make her.
That's the first thing I agree with. You're right.
Feel the same way if she saw a 6'2" guy.
That part is bullshit. That is what happened to him. He told on himself, y'all. We got it. He told on himself.
If she's not attracted to you, you giving her money is not going to make her fall in love with you.
So you gave exactly what I thought. You gave women money in hopes that they would fall in love with you. Transactional. It didn't happen, and now you're bitter about it. You thought that you at one point in time, because you are a victim of the patriarchy. You are a victim of the cult of man, right? These dummies told you can buy a woman's affection and attention and heart, right? And maybe you can buy a small subset of women's affection, love, whatever. But you couldn't get to the women that you were trying to buy, possibly because you don't have enough money. That could be it too. But anyways, You tried to do it, it didn't work out, and now you're mad. And instead of you getting mad at the dudes who told you that lie, you're mad at the women. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't have a right to be mad. I'm just saying your anger is misplaced. The failure is not of the women, it is of you and the men who told you that stupid shit, fam. That's what this shit is about, man. That's what this shit is about. I'm gonna try to get into contact with this man. I need to talk to this man.